Okay.
And we are live with episode 127 of the Beastly Thoughts Show. What's up, guys? We missed episode 127 last week, so we're doing episode 127 this week.
Yeah, if everything worked out, we'd be at 128, but that number's going to have to wait for another week.
I fucked it up for everybody. We could be 128 right now. The legendary 128, but no.
The future.
No.
We're dealing in the past this week. We had some issues last week, but it wasn't really a big deal. Why don't you tell people why we didn't have the show last week, Brian?
I had to stream.
Yeah, he had to stream.
Yeah.
He was contractually obligated to stream, and it conflicted with our regular scheduled time. So here we are this week. I'm going to talk to you guys about shit that happened last week. So it's going to be a fun show
next week.
Yes.
We got the past, the present, the future, everything.
We get a weird
all
time
wrapped
paradox going on.
into episode 127.
127 is a very, very important show.
Like Back to the Future. This is weird.
It's the drum roll period, especially if you're a PlayStation gamer. Some really exciting stuff is happening this week, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that some of us are ready for it. Some of us didn't prepare, but are still ready for it. But before we get into the PlayStation VR talk, let's talk about what we've been playing this week. Who wants to go first?
I'll start. I've been playing Destiny, obviously. Trials of Osiris. I've been having a good time with Trials of Osiris. I've been having a good time raiding. I got to tell you guys a story about a raid, though. A bunch of my clan mates got together and started a raid. Robbie, you were in that raid group.
And me.
Yep. And
had to go.
I was watching. They were streaming it, so I was watching it, and it was fun to watch them. They were figuring it out. It was some guy's first time through the raid, Wrath of the Machine, and I was watching it happen. And it was fun, man. Everybody was having a good time. They were making good progress. And then it started getting late, so a couple people had to quit. And they were looking for a couple more. And, it's late, but I was like, you know what? I'll lend a hand. If they need an extra body to take up space in a raid, I can do that.
What a nice guy.
So we spent the next couple of hours trying to beat the last boss. And if you don't know, the last boss has 4 damage phases. We were on the 4th damage phase. We almost had the guy beat. And everybody in the party got weaseled. Everybody got kicked out of the game. It was the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen. Oh my God, it was brutal. Yeah. It was just brutal. Like, I came in late, right? I only spent 2 hours in there. But there were guys in there who had been in there for 4 hours, I think maybe even longer, just banging their heads against this. And we had it. We had it beat. We had the plan. We were executing, and we all start seeing the contacting Destiny servers along the bottom.
Oh no!
And then boom, we're all out arrow screened.
Oh no!
And it was so horrid. It was so horrid.
God.
So I wanted to shout out the Milky Sirloins, man. That was a really tough one. But it was super fun doing the raid anyway, and we'll have to do it again very soon. Also, I've been playing Trials of Osiris this week. Unfortunately, the Trials of Osiris map is not a good map. It's just not a fun map to play. So,
which one is it?
I can't remember the name of it. It's got this circular area. I kind of forgot the name.
Oh no, was it the Floating Gardens?
Floating Gardens, thank you.
Oh, and that would be bad for Trials.
It was absolutely brutal. I mean, there's basically one area that you got to hold down, and once you do hold that down, it is so easy to camp in there. It's just kind of a shitty map, so I haven't been having that much fun. I've been having fun with my friends playing Trials, but Trials itself this week hasn't been that much fun itself. Like, if you can understand the differentiation there. But I'm still having fun with Rise of Iron. I'm really excited for what's coming up this week with the VR headset. I'm sure we're going to talk about that later, so I'll let that go.
Just a little bit.
And I'll let you guys go. Robbie, what you been playing?
Good timing. Just sent out a tweet. All right. So this week I have been playing a lot of Destiny because, man, I love Destiny again now that Rise of Iron is out. And I think this is the most I've ever enjoyed Destiny. Just the most consistently I've been engaged in it. Like, it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, I've been playing Iron Banner. I got the Scout Rifle, too. Did you get that, Briar? Did you end up getting the Scout Rifle?
I did not get the Scout Rifle, but I got the hand cannon, which sounds like it's hammering nails into somebody's skull. I got the Sniper Rifle. Cool. I got the heavy machine gun, which sounds like a rapid-fire sniper rifle. I got the pulse rifle, which is a beast. And I got
Just
the
say
auto
you got
rifle.
the all, man.
I didn't get
You
the
got
scout
it.
rifle,
Yeah.
so I didn't get it all.
Yeah. But before you go on, Robbie, let me ask you a question, Briar. How the hell do you know what it sounds like to hammer nails into a person's skull?
I wasn't
Experience.
always just a YouTuber.
Good answer.
I gotta stay away from your state. Damn.
Experience, yeah.
Ooh, thug life. Go ahead, Robbie.
Yeah, so anyways, been playing a lot of Destiny, Iron Banner. I got the auto rifle, the unbent tree, I swear, like, oh god, 6 or 7 times. I've had it dropped so many times. The shotgun a couple times. I got the fusion rifle too, which is really good. Yeah, just having a lot of fun in Destiny and really enjoying that. But the thing I'm more excited about this week is I got to play a very early access of a game. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's an old Call of Duty game that got remastered. You can play it 30 days early. I got to play Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered this week. Just the campaign was available to those who pre-purchased Infinite Warfare. And I gotta say, man, holy shit, I have never played COD 4. That campaign is freaking fun.
That was your first playthrough?
Amazing. Yeah, I'd never played it before.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
Oh, playing
Until
like
you get
all
the
gillied up.
multiplayer, Robbie.
Oh, dude, I cannot wait, man. I've never played that multiplayer, but the remaster is gorgeous. Like it looks like a brand new game, and
Dude,
it runs
that
it
sniper level where you're like you're with your buddy and you're going
all
through
gillied
that
up.
snowy area.
Amazing.
Oh my god, it's one of the most amazing experiences
it
I've
is
ever
so
had in
cool.
video games.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Yeah, I didn't play the single player because I'm waiting for what I'm excited about is the multiplayer for that game. But
Me too.
I've heard a lot of people talking about what it's like to go back to all gillied up specifically, and it's like it hasn't lost anything. It's still a spectacular.
It holds up
experience.
so well.
Yeah.
It is so much fun, man. I played through that campaign in like say 5 or 6 hours it took me to do it. And of course you get the intel, you get all the cheats, those are really fun.
Yeah.
And just graphically, Raven Software nailed this. Like it is beautiful. It looks like pretty much a new game, and it runs
That's what I wanted to know.
60 frames all the time. Like I love it. This is the best way to play Call of Duty 4.
Did you play
Definitely.
the last level with the plane assault where you got to go through the plane and speed run it in like a minute?
Yeah, Mile High Club. Yeah, that was
Did you
really
get it?
fun
You got
too.
the Mile High Club?
Yep, I did it on hard.
Nice.
Did it on hardened.
Wow, you got the Mile High on hard?
That's
a dream.
Yeah, it's like a specific
Nice and hard.
achievement. You got to do it. It's really hard to do too. So people spent months trying it. But
Veteran, it's really difficult.
Veteran is the one you
Crazy.
get the achievement for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
see, the
tough.
thing is, I'd never played COD 4. I never played it ever. The very first Call of Duty I ever played was Modern Warfare 2. I was late to it, but I was actually referring to the real Mile High Club that actually exists, and I do
I was
know
afraid
that.
you were, and I didn't want to get into that.
In order for you to actually be a member of the real Mile High Club, you have to actually be hard as well. But it
no
does
unbent
sound
tree
like
here.
sounds like a lot of fun though.
Talking about the auto rifle.
I am absolutely not. When you get a little older, you'll understand. But I'm excited about this game, but I'm really nervous right now. And there's a little bit of our news later on that we're going to talk about that I'm actually nervous about, and I've got to get concrete details on this before I can really get excited about this remaster. But man, that sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. The question I had about Modern Warfare Remastered, Robbie, was did it feel like a modern game? Did it feel like something that was created for PS4 and Xbox One? And you said it does, right?
It holds up. Yeah, absolutely. It's 9 years old this year, which is crazy. I can't believe it's been that long. And as soon
Almost
as
as old as you, Robbie.
I'll just ignore that. Yeah, no, it holds up very well. It feels like a new game. It definitely does.
Wow.
Like I knew Call of Duty would hold up well, and it definitely does. Like I would love to see next a remaster of World at War. I think Modern Warfare 2 would be amazing because I had a lot of nostalgia for that game too.
I think it's
So
going
that
to happen.
cool.
I think there are a lot of people. I mean, I don't know if it's more people who are excited for Modern Warfare than there are Infinite Warfare, but everyone I've talked to about this game is really excited about the prospect of playing Modern Warfare Remaster, more so than playing Infinite Warfare. And I think that the pre-orders say anything about the direction this game is going to go as far as sales.
It is one of the most beloved games of all time. One of the most beloved shooters of all time, right? Modern Warfare 4 or Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. And
changed multiplayer.
The multiplayer has been essentially unplayable because of the hacks, right? It's really hard to go into that game now and play it. Even if you have a 360 and an original copy, you really can't go in and get that experience anymore because it's been hacked to hell. So this represents like a pretty special event. It's not, I get down on a lot of remasters just because I don't feel like there's any real point to it. But with this game, it feels a little different because, it is bringing back something that we've lost that you cannot put in a copy.
Can't get it anymore.
Yeah, you can't put in your copy of Modern Warfare into an Xbox 360 and play multiplayer. You just can't do it. It's broken. I mean, you can get into a lobby, but it's a fucking nightmare.
It's unplayable, yeah, and it's a special game too that really left a mark. Like, this was ahead of its time for multiplayer. It was an amazing game, and to bring it back and remaster it, it's a wonderful thing. Like, I love remasters of 10-year-old games that can hold up like this. Like, it's perfect. Like, I absolutely love my time with it.
They're doing some remasters of more modern games as well. BioShock, things like this have all been remastered. Batman, just a few years old. To me, remasters like that don't necessarily need it as much as something like a Modern Warfare game that I actually missed, one that looks really phenomenal as well. Let me ask you guys a question. If they do decide that pre-orders and sales of Infinite Warfare were sky high and did well enough, what Call of Duty do you think they should remaster next?
I think they should go in the order of the
release.
Yeah, like next should be World
Black
at
Ops?
War.
World of War.
Then should be Modern Warfare 2, and they should just kind of keep doing them. I mean, it's not like it's got to be tied like on an Infinity Ward game. An Infinity Ward game has to come out, right?
Yeah, because it's still
Raven
Call of Duty.
Software is doing it. It's not like Infinity Ward is remaking COD 4. It's Raven, so Raven could just do one a year. I mean, it's basically an infinite loop that they could do, but I mean, they're going to lose my interest pretty quickly, honestly. I think after Black Ops 1, I'll probably call it quits there. As far as like what I'm going to buy, I probably won't even buy World at War, to be honest with you, because I didn't love that game. I liked it, but I didn't love it. But Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops are some of my favorite shooters of all time.
Agreed.
Yeah, I actually bought Black Ops after you told me about it because that was another one I never played.
That's
I bought
still
that
playable,
on
right?
It's hacked.
It's hacked too. That's too bad.
Yes.
Last time I jumped into that, I was doing like kind of like a retrospective. I just went through all of them, all the old ones. I did it probably 2 or 3 years ago, and just like one video per day. I just played. I played modern. I played COD 4. Then I played. I just went through the series, and at that time I did that, Black Ops was still working. I went in there, I got a helicopter right off the bat, got that Black Hawk, I was like mowing suckers down. I'm like, just like old times, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Remember me, bitches.
I tell you, I know exactly what that's like, man. Every now and then I pull out that Black Hawk too, and it's very, very powerful. Now, moving on to what I've been playing this week, I've gone back. We're talking about older games. I've been playing, kind of more modern games, doing a little bit of Overwatch, but I stopped that. A game that I used to play many years ago kind of reeled me in, and I was unable to leave it. Talking about Resident Evil 4 on PlayStation 4. I wanted to start it and show my girls what to me Resident Evil was at its peak. And my daughter sat there with me and watched for like the first hour. And then we were there for 3 hours, and then I was trying to turn it off, and then it was 5 hours. And then it just persisted throughout the week, and now I'm at the end of the game. God, that game is so damn good. It's really hard to say anything bad about Resident Evil 4. I know that a lot of people out there played this game, maybe some haven't. Maybe some of you guys think Resident Evil 6 is good, or Resident Evil 5 is good.
Oh, God.
But Resident Evil 4, they perfected the formula of what I believe kind of third-person Resident Evil game should be. It's fun. It makes perfect sense. It controls well. And it was just an amazing experience. I played it when my son was 1.
Briar disagrees. I can tell.
Well, for the time, okay, Brian?
For the time, yeah.
Yeah, probably not anymore.
Okay, because Resident Evil 1 controlled well. Well, I don't even know if I could agree with that. But the controls have kind of they were dated, and over time they've changed the way we play games. But in Resident Evil 4 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, you can actually play it in a different way as well. So you can use both analogs. It's something that does feel a little bit different, something new. I actually had to go back and revert to the way that I played it on my GameCube because it just feels too different. But It's a very fun game. It's just mindless fun. It's extremely exciting. And as I look at it now, I'm thinking about all the things that Capcom added to the game, the ability to upgrade weapons, to buy new weapons. If you find yourself in a pickle and you got 30,000 credits, you can buy a rocket launcher to change the tide of a boss battle. Just all these things, upgrading the size of your suitcase to carry more items. All that stuff, there's really, to me, it was a game changer, and it's still ahead of a lot of the games that are coming out now, because of the different ways that you can actually tweak the gameplay to your own particular style. But I've been playing that. Of course, I played a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 games of The Last of Us this week. Played 5 or 6 games of Overwatch, but for the most part, it's been Resident Evil 4. And my wife wants to go ahead and beat Resident Evil 5 next because they're watching 4. So that'll be
funny about that game, Beasley, is that I bought that game. It originally came out on the GameCube, right?
GameCube, yeah.
I bought the game for the GameCube, and I fucking hated the control scheme. Like, I found it unplayable. Like, I hated it. I don't think I put more than an hour into it.
Ooh,
honestly.
Wow.
And then it got re-released on the Wii, the first Wii. And I bought it on the Wii. I bought it again for some reason. Like, everybody had just been talking about how good that game was, but I couldn't stand the controls. I bought it on the Wii, where it uses an analog stick to move, but you use the Wiimote to aim.
Motion control.
I loved it, and it's like my favorite Wii game, right? Because it was so fun to be able to like shoot the guys, and in those panic moments, you're using the Wiimote to shoot and to do all this stuff. It was so immersive at the time. I absolutely adored it. But yeah, I could not even play it in the original GameCube state. I hated the controls so much.
Wow. Yeah, well, that's something I'm noticing a little bit more and more in you, Briar. If a game's controls are ones that you just don't get right then, you're done.
Yeah.
The Last of Us, not The Last of Us, the multiplayer. He played through the single player campaign, so he understood it. But the multiplayer was just a little.
Well,
it didn't make sense to me.
Bitch bombs were
a big problem for me.
Oh, shut up! Are you telling me that I'm the reason that you stopped fucking? I should have let somebody else teach you about
placing them in those little loot boxes. Yeah, you are the problem.
Well,
I was literally like, I remember at that time, right? I was literally in the progress of making videos about Call of Duty, how so many people were using like claymores and like basically like bitch grenades, right? It's like I can say you walk into a room and you blow up, and then I jump into Last of Us with Beastly, and he's fucking trapping like the pickups. I'm like, this is the worst game ever made. Like, the fact that this is in the game, I don't want to play it.
It's so funny, though, right? I think about that every now and then when I play that game. That's something I never do anymore. I guess over time you evolve, your gameplay style completely changes. I never waste my fucking bombs on that shit.
No,
but
probably the player base would be fooled by it anymore either.
Well, you would be surprised.
Yeah,
you would be fucking surprised. But Resident Evil 4, for people who don't know, back in the days that it came out on GameCube, I beat that game over 40 times. There was no internet. Well, the internet did exist, but there was no way to play online. And that kind of ecosystem and community didn't exist. And so a game like Resident Evil 4, I just had to keep reliving it over and over and over and over again. I couldn't really reach out and tell anybody how amazing it was. IGN existed, but it wasn't a place that I frequented. It was like the only video game website. So, I mean, there were forums out there for people to talk about it, but it was too much work to get into that kind of community. So I just stayed in my cul-de-sac at home, and I played the shit out of that game, and I unlocked everything, and I beat every difficulty. I was honestly, I beat Resident Evil 4. I know it had to be over 43 times. I remember saying that back then. I actually used to have nightmares about it. I'd go to sleep, and I'd see Leon running, and I was like, fuck. And I wake up, and my ex-wife would be like, you playing that damn game again? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. But
how does that PlayStation 4 version look?
It looks as good as it can look. They haven't redone, any. The textures are cleaned up. They haven't added any like new textures. The cutscenes are still the same cloudy type of aesthetic they had way back in the day. They really haven't changed much of that, but the game does look markedly better. It does, you can tell it's not what it used to be. The aspect ratio is completely different. It just looks really, really clean, but it has dated pixels and dated textures. You can tell. But it's still just as fun as it always was, man. I'm really, really enjoying it. I don't think I'm going to beat it 40 times. but I'm gonna play through it and finish it. Right now I'm in a tough spot and it's really fun figuring this shit out. But Resident Evil, man, if you guys haven't played it, I think it's $20 for Resident Evil 4. It's worth $20 if you guys are 17, 18, 14 like our co-host, and you never had an opportunity to play
I'm just gonna leave
Resident
the call
Evil.
now. I'm sick of this shit.
You know, it's hard to find the time to play Resident Evil 4. There's so many great Resident Evil games coming out all the time. It's really hard to fit an old
please?
one in.
Yeah, could
You must be talking about Umbrella Corp. Fucking horrible games.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Resident Evil 4 is when it comes to the third person perspective, Resident Evil 4 is undoubtedly the best. Undoubtedly.
Great. It was great. The atmosphere, the change in tone and the change of like the enemy type.
Check this shit out. Okay, yesterday I was playing and my 3-year-old, she said, "Daddy, why does he keep saying Coelho, Coelho, Coelho?" I said, "That's what they say, honey, when they see you." You know the enemies, the Los Plagas, when they fucking see you, they're just walking real slow. Coelho, Coelho, Coelho. She thought he was trying to tell me some shit. But it's a great game. If you guys haven't tried it, I would definitely suggest when you do have time, if you got a few hours to kill,
if you pull yourself away from Umbrella Corps.
Yeah, that Umbrella Corps, man. That's
a
great. You know, the thing is, right? When I first heard about Umbrella Corps side story, I was like, "Ooh, this might be fun, right?" This has me. I kind of feel like this is the same thing that's going on with Metal Gear now. Metal Gear Survive. Just fuck it.
People are like, "Oh, this will be good."
And so they had it on sale. They had it on sale on PlayStation Network for $13. I was like, "Babe, you know, ooh shit, Umbrella Corps, $13. We go and grab this." She's like, "Well, don't you want to at least see if it's good first?" I was like, "Yeah, let's watch some reviews."
Oh,
that shit! I would have spent that $13 on anything before I bought that game. I wouldn't take that game if it was free, man. Come on, Capcom. You can't poop on your best franchises. I mean, right now,
I mean, look at the honor they've given to Street Fighter V. I mean, they're usually they really respect these.
Well, Street Fighter V is a lot better now than it was back then. I haven't played mine in a while, but you know they have kind of a single player campaign now, and just they've added a lot of new stuff to it. It does. The gameplay is there. You know, Street Fighter V's gameplay is really phenomenal. If that's a game that, you know, if you're really into Street Fighter, it fucking works great. But the stuff that you would expect in a fighting game just was not there. I think they wanted to get into Evo and all that stuff early and let people play these games at these tournaments. And so they took that as an excuse to not add all the stuff that should have been in the game in the first place. It was just a really poor decision on the part of Capcom. Get your shit together, companies. If you guys got premium franchises, you need to treat them with dignity and respect. Don't just shit out stuff and think people are going to go out there and blow their money just because of a title. Because a lot of times it's not going to happen. Now let's talk about the PlayStation VR.
Yes.
Yes. Woo. Yes.
Tear. What are we, like 4 days away now?
Yeah, 4 days away.
Yeah,
well,
4 days. I can't believe that, man. That's crazy.
So I've been on the fence. You guys both know that I pre-ordered this thing as soon as it got announced because, you know, I at least wanted to have the option of buying it when it came out. And to be honest with you, over the summer, I got kind of down on it because Sony wasn't talking about it. I wasn't hearing much about what games were coming out. But over the last week or so, NDAs have kind of been removed and people have been talking about it. And I'm actually pretty excited about it. I do think it is like a first-gen thing, and there aren't going to be a whole lot of games available for it right away. There might never be a whole lot of games available for it, you know, and I'm kind of willing to accept that. But I am really excited to get VR in my home for the first time. I'm really excited to, you know, check out the demos that come with it and the games that I can buy for it. And I'm hoping that enough people buy it that, you know, there is a reason to develop for it. But I mean, it's right around the corner. I finally did, you know, slap down the money for it, and I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
Well, Briar, you slapped down a lot of money. Not only did you slap down all the money for this, you also slapped down all the money for the PlayStation Pro.
Yeah, the Pro is coming out next month. It's an expensive couple of months for
Sony fans.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, Briar Rabbit is a baller, just in case you didn't know. Shot caller. Now, for me,
he's got money forever.
Not true. Now, for me, I made a video a few months ago called I'm a Procrastinator. And I am. Sometimes I procrastinate and you know, you know the feeling. I'm sure everyone's procrastinated at some point in time, but like sometimes I get, you know, over encumbered with what's going on in my day-to-day work, my office, at home, my kids, and then all of a sudden I realize I didn't pre-order my PlayStation VR, right? And that's when you find yourself calling every Best Buy and GameStop in your area to see if there is someone who maybe turned theirs in. And unfortunately for me, I haven't come across that situation yet. I haven't come across anyone, you know, I need this $100. I'm going to, you know, trade back in my trade-in. I don't want the game. And if that did happen, of course, you could go ahead and take that. But I haven't found the situation. But I did find a loophole at GameStop. So if anybody's out there like me, got the money, ready to buy it, just didn't pre-order, GameStop, after 48 hours, anyone who doesn't buy their pre-orders, they go back to the public. So unless on the 13th when I go up there, if there's nobody, you know, who just comes up and says, man, I don't want the VR, and I can just take theirs, I got to wait till the 15th. So I'm really excited about it. Like you, Briar, I was a little worried as well. I didn't see a lot of people talking about VR.
Yeah.
And like you, this week, I saw a litany of YouTube channels and gaming pundits and commentators talking about surprisingly how much this thing works and how good it actually works. Mm-hmm. You'd think with that $400 price point or $500, depending on whether or not you got the camera and the move controllers, you would think that with that price point you would get maybe a subpar product, but it doesn't sound like it actually is a subpar product. It sounds like it looks good. The screen door effect, yeah, it's the most comfortable headset. That's what everybody says. I've actually wore it. It was comfortable when I wore it. I didn't feel like I had anything on my face. It was, and I got a big ass head, so to me, I'm already carrying 40 pounds up here, and so I put it on. It was very comfortable then, but now to hear everybody, you know, using it in contrast with the Vive and the Oculus and saying it's the most comfortable, and there's no, you know, real screen door effect. Of course, it's only 1080p Windows.
Yeah,
it sounds like it's going to work really well. It's going to be a good entry point for people who want real, meaningful VR in your living room space for an attainable price.
Yeah.
So I'm
100%.
I'm really excited about it. I didn't think that, you know, games like Resident Evil would look as good as they do in VR. To me, that blows my mind. And the thing that really excites me, Briar, Robbie, is that the videos that we've seen are of this thing running on the vanilla PS4, not the Pro. So the vanilla PS4 is actually able to run these games pretty damn well. And so I'm imagining what's going to actually be possible with the PlayStation 4 Pro. It's going to be a really exciting time for VR. And it's a couple of days away. I'm really excited about it. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to have mine probably within the next week. I don't want to have to drive, you know, a couple hundred miles to pick up one, but I definitely am going to get it. It's something I'm super excited about. And VR is honestly the thing I've dreamt of since I was a child.
Right.
You know, I grew up watching Star Trek and looking at the holodeck and imagining that kind of environment. Of course, this isn't anything like that. And yes, I'm that old. But to have a VR type of experience, to go into a game, play as Batman, move around, pick up items, interact with people, and just be inside of a virtual reality is something, Briar, that our generation really dreamt of. And fuck, I got a child that's going to be born when VR actually exists. Can you imagine what the future is going to be? To us, the Nintendo was the shit. Right. It was the shit. And now we've got things like PS4s, PlayStation 4 Pros, Scorpios on the horizon, and these little kids are growing up and they have no clue how fucking good they got it. Man.
You're completely right about that, Beastly. Just this generation is absolutely spoiled, man. They're
let's
amazing games.
Tone it back a little bit. That's exactly what our parents were talking about when they were raising us, and what their parents were talking about when they were raising them.
Hey man, I think
tone it back a little bit.
Okay. Tone that shit back. It's true, man. When we were growing up, you know, my dad, he had the story, man. I had to walk to school uphill and walk home uphill the both ways. And that shit's not even possible, you know? I mean, we had those kind of stories. It was really, really tough. And for us, it was tough growing up. And for these kids now, even though they got fucking iPads coming out of their assholes, they're going to tell their kids that it was tough. It just is what it is.
I had a job when I was 10 years old. Literally, I was cleaning up poop out of a dog kennel. And I'm pretty sure my mother would have gotten sent to social services for that.
Now, yeah.
You know, if that happened now, no way you could do that.
Oh, now, yeah, someone would be glad to pay you for that. Jeez.
I mean, look. This is how tough it was for me. I was a gamer before I had the resources to be one.
Mm-hmm.
In middle school, I joined the occupational work adjustment at Reedinger Middle School in Ohio. And OWA is when you actually get out of school half a day and go work. So I joined this program, but I didn't have a fucking job. So I bought a suitcase and a suit, and I walked the streets of Ohio, knocking door to door. Yes. The suitcase didn't have anything in it, but I figured people would think it was a computer inside. And so I'd go, "Hey, are you guys hiring?" They were, "How old are you?" I'm 13. "Oh, no, we're not hiring." Finally, I got hired. I finally got hired at my school. I was the janitor of my own fucking school. And I can tell you, that's not a fun job when your friends are throwing shit at you in the break room and the lunchroom, and you got to sweep it up. And you got
I did the same. I had the same job, Beastly. It was in
Oh,
junior high school.
Janitor? Seriously?
Yeah, I was working for the janitors. I wasn't even a janitor. I was like an assistant janitor.
Yeah, that same here.
God, that's even worse.
But I had the same job in junior high school. I was working for the janitors. It was only a summer job, so I didn't actually have to clean up after the kids. But I was like painting and waxing floors.
Yes. The parallels are unbelievable, Briar. Unbelievable.
Right?
Wow. I mean, me, I'd be sweeping the hall, and as I'd pass, a classroom, the kids inside would say, "Hey, the trash bin's out there, guys." And then a fucking barrel of trash will come rolling out of the classroom into the hallway, and I gotta sweep that shit. But it paid off in the end because I took that money in my very first check and I bought Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo. And god damn it, sweeping that shit was worth Donkey Kong Country. That game was fucking.
I honestly think that because I started working at such a young age, it influenced my work ethic later in life. Because I still run into people who, they're older and they don't have that work ethic.
Yeah.
I think learning
Honestly,
that
guys,
in an early
I'm
age.
gonna be honest with you. I think I'm that way. I really struggle with motivation to get a job sometimes. I mean, especially my family. My parents grew up as farmers. Like their family raised farms, so they were working all the time. Me, I just haven't grown up that way. So they've definitely been on me about that stuff. Just like, why aren't you working? Why aren't you doing this? It's like, well, I just didn't grow up in that environment.
Get your fucking shit together there, Robbie boy.
I get told that enough, so. Yeah.
All right, what's our next news story?
All right. The head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, has said that this week that fans should not be worried about the price of the Xbox One Scorpio, suggesting that even though the console is targeted as a high-end machine, it won't be out of the normal console price range.
Any guesses for what the price will be?
Shit, man, $450. They can't. That's the lowest they can go.
I think $499 because they are saying this is a premium product, and I can't see them doing like $699, $799. I think that's crazy. I think they will do just above what a normal console price is because it's a premium product. I think $499.
$499 sounds right to me too.
Yeah,
you think?
I think that's a safe bet.
500 ducats.
Yeah, it'd be great if they brought it out at 400, but
yeah.
Well,
if we're lucky.
we take into account that the Xbox One, which is like a $20 machine now, was $499 when it first came out. So
the cost of that thing so many ways. Yeah,
and that's kind of the same thing that they did. The PlayStation did that. They released the PlayStation 4 Pro at the same price of the original PlayStation. So if Microsoft can do, even though that $499 price, I'm not going to joke. I hear that and I'm like, am I paying rent or buying a fucking console?
I think that Microsoft would be stupid if not to have learned from that price. That price.
It's a scary price.
$500 it's too high. It's just too fucking high. And it's funny because there's been so many consoles that have tried to do that upmarket price. I remember the
3DO.
Yeah, the 3DO was upmarket.
Neo Geo.
Before that, Neo Geo. The original PlayStation 3. The stuff was really expensive, and none of them were able to penetrate the mass market at that high price rate. I think the PlayStation 3 was the one that did the best, but they really started to gain steam once they lowered that price. To do it, though.
Yeah,
because Sony, Microsoft clearly made a mistake with that $500 price tag for the Xbox One, but I believe that their newer management over there can see the differences in the mistakes that have been made in the past, and I gotta hope they wouldn't make that mistake again.
Yeah. Phil Spencer has been doing an amazing job. He really has turned that company and that division around, and I have faith that he and that team are going to do the right thing. I think they'll come out with a compelling console that is well priced and makes a lot of sense and has good messaging behind it.
Well, if you take into account that these consoles, the companies behind them make their money on the software. The software is really the place that they want to be comfortable at, and that's why it's okay to take a hit. Initially, moving a console, you can take $100 hit.
Yeah, they might even take a loss off this. That's a really good point. They might price it just to take a loss so they can regain that ground on software sales. Yeah,
imagine if they were fucking crazy enough to release this thing at a $400 price point to compete with the PlayStation 4 Pro. If they were somehow able to do that with all the stuff that's inside this box. First of all, these innards are extremely expensive, but on the other end of that, Microsoft is getting them at a much discounted price because of the amount and whatever contracts that they've created around this Scorpio. So they're going to spend a lot less money to actually get these parts inside the box. So they may be, that to me, that's really, reaching to think that they're going to be able to get it out there for $400. But just, for the sake of the argument, imagine if they did release it for $400, everybody and their mom will go out and buy this thing like immediately. And especially if they want these things to be iterative changes, so you don't have to wait 7, 8, 9 years. They're talking every 3-4 years. It might actually work out for them because in 3 or 4 years they'll have another $400 or $500 box out there for people to get excited about. As long as they're moving that software, that's really where their revenue is going to be coming from. Not so much dependent on the consoles, unless like PlayStation 4, 46, 47 million sold. If that's the case, of course you're going to make a ton of money on the consoles. You want to stay focused on that. But imagine all the other revenue that Sony's bringing in because of the actual software, these games that are being sold for these consoles. It's just, I guess it all depends on the way you look at it and the direction you want to come, But I'm excited for it. That gives me, a lot of hope that this Scorpio is going to be attainable for the average, consumer. A lot of people don't have a lot of money to throw away constantly. It's getting harder and harder for me. It's like I have a fucking kid's birthday every month of the year now, right? and then on top of that,
you got another one coming too. Another month to fill in. Yeah.
And then on top of that, I got holidays and all these things going on. So I'm like, holy shit!
I never thought of that, Beasley.
I'm fucking serious,
5
man.
kids. That's 5 months, possibly out of 12 months of a year. That's half a year almost for birthdays.
Look. The middle of the year is really tough for me. My son's birthday is in May. My oldest is June. Kate and Nova is both July.
You got Mother's Day in there?
Yeah, fuck. and then Nina's, my 3-year-old, her birthday is like 5 days before Christmas. So, yeah.
Oh, that's brutal.
Oh.
Do you do a separate birthday party for her?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
She's got to feel special, man. That girl, she's so self-aware. If she tells a joke and people don't laugh, she'll cry and walk away. So you got to really be on it with this little girl. She's very, very self-aware, and she's going to know that, hey, you didn't give me a birthday party and give me a Christmas gift. What the fuck, Daddy? And what am I going to say to that? You gotta treat them right.
Well, 2 birds with 1 stone and all.
If I don't treat my daughter right now, she's going to settle for some loser who ain't going to treat her right in the future.
Oh,
fuck that shit.
Hopefully not.
Well, my daddy gave me a week of birthday gifts, motherfucker. What you gonna do? That's what my daughter's gonna say. Yeah.
Let me get from Xbox Scorpio to this. All right, the price and saving
Who
up.
fucking knows? Okay.
This is the beauty of the show, right? You don't ask how the beauty happens. You just enjoy it.
It just happens.
Yeah, we don't have to question it.
You just enjoy it.
Definitely not.
Now, the next bit of news is the little bit of news that gave me pause I talked to you guys about earlier when we were mentioning the Modern Warfare Remastered scenario. Yeah. Activision has confirmed this week that purchasing a physical copy of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare will require you to insert the disc in order to play Modern Warfare Remastered, regardless of which platform you purchase the game for. So, you buy a physical version of the game, you got to have that disc in to play Modern Warfare Remastered.
Yeah, you can't sell it back like a lot of people want to do. You see those comments of people saying, I'm going to buy Infinite Warfare to get COD 4, and then I'm going to sell that back. Well, you can't do that now. This is definitely something that people have been wondering for a while, and now it's confirmed. Like, this is confirmed. You need the disc to play Marvel Remastered, and that stinks. That really does.
Now, if you do a digital pre-order, 100% digital, meaning you get Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare. It should play as normal, correct?
Yes. Yeah, because I've been able to play it and I pre-ordered
That's
digitally.
it.
So you're
See,
fine if you're digital.
Can I ask you guys a question? I'm not real positive on the pricing structure for this game. Do I have to pre-order Infinite Warfare to get COD 4?
I believe so.
Early, do you mean? Or just to get it?
No, just on release.
Yes.
You
Yeah, there's no other way to buy it.
pre-order. You can't just buy it the day the game comes out.
No, you don't have to pre-order because it's an edition.
Okay.
You don't have to pre-order. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I did,
Also,
and I'm not planning on it because I'm waiting to see reviews.
That's smart. I think, yeah, that's a good move.
well, the good thing about that is, see, I actually made a video about this a few days ago. I do most of my games digitally now because I want to be like Briar Rabbit. The fucking Bee Rabbit is amazing. You should want to be like Briar too. And so
Where it's like, hey, yeah, look at me.
right. And so I do most of my games pre-order. I still got like 10 or 12 PS4 games that are physical copies. But the reason I do my my digital versions of games is because whenever you buy one digital game, you get a second one for your second PS4. So, and my wife has another PS4. So every time I buy a game, she gets it. And I was like, hold on, does this mean if I buy digitally that Modern Warfare Remastered will only work on one PS4 possibly? But it sounds like it should work on both.
Sounds like it would be okay if you buy it digitally.
So
that's why I started really doing it too, basically, because I had two PlayStation 4s, one in the living room and one in the office. And I sold one of the PlayStation 4s just because I wanted to save money for the PlayStation Pro because I knew it was coming. So I figured I'd get as much money as I could, by selling it as early as I could. But now that I'm going to buy the PlayStation Pro, I'm going to put the office PlayStation downstairs. And that's where the VR headset's going to go for most of the time, unless I'm using it to make videos. So it's like a family thing.
Yeah.
And that's important to me, is being able to buy, a game once and use it on either one of those PlayStations, possibly at the same time.
Now, on PlayStation 3, a lot of people don't know this, years ago, PS3 had 5 game shares. You could actually put it on 5 PS3s when the PlayStation 3 first released. So
they reduced that, though.
They reduced it to 2 because they're fucking assholes. But at the beginning, it was 5. So I was sharing with like 5 people. Hey, how you doing? You got a PS3? Here. And so that changed. And now on PlayStation 4, it's only 2. Now, the way that it works is, because some people don't know, you have a main PS2 and you have a sub PS2. So with Briar's situation, his main PS2 is going to be downstairs because anyone on that main PS2 can enjoy like the perks of PlayStation Plus and being able to play online, and you can create as many accounts on that as you want. The one upstairs will be his sub PS2, and only his account will work on that one.
That's a real pain in the neck too to figure out for the first time.
Yeah, well, trust me. Because when I first bought Kate her PS4, I was like, they better have some kind of game sharing. I had to actually call Sony for them to actually walk me through it. But once you do figure it out, it works really, really well. The only problem with it is if you ever have an issue where your modem goes down or there's an internet problem, your second PS4 is a brick. You cannot play anything on it. It immediately shuts every game off. Yikes. Everything. Yeah. Trust me, I've felt that before. It's very painful.
There was a point at which I had done that because I had 2 PlayStations, right? And then I sold the PlayStation that was in the living room, and that was my main PlayStation. I had forgotten. I had forgotten. So it was a real bitch to fix that too.
Oh no!
Right.
And at the time I was working for Planet Destiny, and I was trying to get, people would let me use their account so I could do a weapon review that I hadn't gotten yet. And I couldn't do any of that stuff because I didn't have my main PlayStation anymore. So I had to go through a whole rigmarole with Sony to like prove I was who I was, and it was nasty.
Nice. Wow. Good advice for everyone here. Don't sell your main PS4.
Don't sell your main.
Do not sell that.
Sell the side piece. Keep the main.
That could...
Okay. I got that one, Brian. It was now loading when you said it. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I'm wondering where that's going to. But getting back to COD 4 though, quick, dude, I don't know. It kind of sucks, right? Because like a lot of people, it stinks that Modern Warfare Remastered you can't buy it separate, right? Like a lot of people would love to just buy that.
They're going to sell it separately.
They will, but I mean, right now it stinks that you can't buy it right away.
They want to sell it.
I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for the "I want it now" shit.
I want it now. I want
Okay,
it
it right now. Hey, if you want it
Fair
right
enough,
now,
yeah.
pay the price. That's the early adopter creed.
I guess so. Yeah.
You know, like
You only-
if you only want to spend $20 on it, you just gotta wait. You know, it might be 3
Only
months, it might
issue
be
I
6
have
months.
with this
And
is
the thing to remember though, Robbie, is this, right? A lot of people don't want to do this, $80 bundle where you get Infinite and Modern Warfare. You already know what one is. We don't know what Infinite Warfare is going to be, but it could be fucking awesome. It could be amazing.
Personally, I'm excited for both games.
I
The
am
only
too.
problem I have with this is what if your disc breaks? Then you can't also play Modern Warfare Remastered, whereas you would be able to if it wasn't tied to it.
Why
That's
would
Have
you
you
the
buy
ever
the
had a
physical
disc break?
version?
I've never had a disc break.
No, me neither.
No, but I'm saying if it did. No, yeah.
I mean, sometimes you get in those rough situations in the bedroom and discs break.
What the hell are you
But-
doing with those
Next
discs,
story,
man?
Oh my God. Yeah, where do you put those?
That is
discs?
not a DVD player.
It's hard to tell, man. It's hard to tell.
It goes back and forth, but trust me, you don't do anything with it. It does not play a disc.
Oh man. So Robbie, are you actually going to get the physical copy of this? I mean, for the physical perks, or are you considering just doing digital?
No, I've already pre-ordered digital, so which I might regret, but it's fine.
Was there
It's
any
too
pre-order
late now.
bonus? Why'd you end up pre-order? Oh, to be able to play it early.
Yeah, just to play it early. It's easy digital because there's no confusion too. You just get it. So
Yeah.
simple.
Hopefully the
Ah.
reviews come out on this game like a week ahead of time, so I can still pre-order if I want it and get all the digital perks. There's always
Yeah,
weapon skins or some bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. I'm tired of that
personalization
shit.
packs. Yeah.
I want a figure or something. All right, so moving on. This is kind of out of our lane a little bit, but it is a little exciting because I like new tech. Google has announced a number of new products this week, including a new line of smartphones called the Pixel and Pixel XL, and a VR headset called Daydream View VR, which is designed for new smartphones.
I love the
This is
naming
basically
of
the
these.
Gear
They're
VR.
so good. Daydream
Oh.
as a VR
That's
headset.
awesome.
I think that's a great name. And Pixel for
That's
a
a cool
phone is
name.
pretty good too.
And it works for new smartphones. Fuck. So Google is trying to get it, man.
Yeah, and
You know,
this is the first time they've manufactured their own smartphones, right?
Yep, I believe so.
They've released
Oh.
Actually, not sure.
Google branded smartphones before, but they're always manufactured like they had the manufacturer's name and stuff on it.
Yeah, this
the
is
first
their
time
own.
that it's just going to be
A
the
Google
Google
phone.
Pixel. Yeah,
Yes.
And I mean, there's no better time to actually get out there and push your product, especially with the atmosphere and the landscape of phones exploding across the country. I don't know what's going on, but there's been a phone jihad happening in the United States where phones just explode and implode in people's pockets, burning on airplane carpets. It's just really, really been tough for one particular phone manufacturer these last few
Samsung.
months.
I have a Samsung phone too. Mine's been fine, so it hasn't blown up, thankfully.
My wife has an older one. She has the 5, but yeah, this new thing going on with Samsung, and then they're sending out replacements that explode. Shit.
get out of
You
here!
think-
Really?
Yes.
I didn't hear
yes.
that. Oh,
They
that's
sent out a
terrible.
replacement that exploded on an airplane. It was a replacement for the one that already exploded.
What?
And so it seems like a contracted hit. I don't know if people are going through Samsung to get at people, but there's a politician or there's a guy I don't like selling this phone. Boom! The whole car explodes. Shit.
Wow.
So good luck, Google. The Pixel, hopefully it's perfect
Yeah.
because right now there's some real
Yeah,
problems.
check your
in the
battery
phone.
supplier though.
Just to make sure that battery's okay. Yeah.
It's really, really tough. Phones. What has been you guys' favorite phone? First of all, Briar, I know that you are an iOS man.
Mhm.
You love iOS. Robbie, do you love iOS or are you more in love with Android?
Personally,
And-
I love my Samsung Galaxy. I can't ever imagine using anything else. Like this phone I have right here, the S6 Edge. I know it's not the newest model now. It was the newest model when I had it.
Mhm.
This phone is like perfect. Like I love it. It is
Disclaimer.
amazing.
Disclaimer, every phone was the newest phone at some point in time.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Not anymore.
I just for some reason can't do the iOS thing.
I'm an Android guy. Yeah.
And nothing against iOS, guys. There's a young lady I work with, Leslie. What's happening? She's an iOS girl, and for me, I feel like I'm limited by iOS versus Android. With it being open source, and plus I love my PlayStation phone. even though T-Mobile doesn't fucking carry Sony phones anymore. What's going on, T-Mobile? I mean, paying you $170.
Come on, man.
Man.
T-Mobile,
Yeah,
I'm paying you
T-Mobile?
Fuck. I mean, I'm paying you $170.
Get it together.
Bullshit.
Big T.
I'm paying them all this motherfucking money and I can't get a new Sony phone? Shit. And T-Mobile was down, like literally down across the country Friday.
Oh, great.
Yes. I woke up, I thought my big ass cracked.
You're disappointing the whole family, Big T. Get your shit together.
Well, Big T, you're letting that one down, homie.
Yeah.
I mean, you got unlimited 4G LTE, but when that shit don't work, it just don't work for nobody. Shit. It's really bad.
I've told you guys this before. I think we've talked about this on the show before, but I feel like at this point where I'm locked in to iOS because like I've got the Mac computer in front of me. You know, I've got the phone, I got the iPad, you know, and all this stuff works together really well. Like if I get a phone call, my Macintosh rings and I can answer it and use like a nice mic and headphones, right? You know, if text messages pop up on the screen, or if I'm working on a document on my Mac, I can continue editing on my phone. You know, like that kind of stuff, that kind of integration is like next level fucking awesome, if you ask me. Except
that is nice.
It is.
Except I can never fucking leave.
You are in there. You're done, son.
I am so trapped. And I see like the new Galaxy phone come out. I'm like, ooh, that looks nice.
Pretty,
ooh, it's even got a headphone jack? Get out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Headphone jack.
Wow, that's some next level shit right there.
Headphone jack. Samsung is innovating.
That's fucked up, man. That's really fucked up that they took that away. Come on now. What's going to be next? It doesn't have a mouthpiece. You can't talk anymore.
I use my headphone jack all the time too. Like I listen to podcasts while I'm out for walks with my dog. I listen to.
Typically, I use all the time on my phone.
I listen like while I'm laying in bed at night. I'll throw an ear pod in and I'll listen to a podcast or something while I'm falling asleep. Like I use headphones. I use headphones all the time, and I don't want to buy $150 pair of headphones that are only going to work for my iPhone because. You know, I'm using headphones right now.
If those headphones, you drop them, they're so small, they're just going to hit the ground and disappear. I was like, what the fuck? $130 for these? Right? Man, it's a crazy situation, man. The
AirPods are so expensive,
but Briar, just so you know, right, I got a Windows 10 PC, and I do have a Sony phone with the latest firmware. Anytime I get a phone call, it pops up on the screen.
Oh, that's
Anytime
nice.
I get a text message, it pops up. And the beautiful Cortana will come on and say, Beasley, would you like me to respond to your text? I say, no, bitch. Don't talk to me right now. She says, okay. And I mean, she understands.
Get rid of it. You ain't got time for that.
No, hell no, man. I mean, look, there's only one woman that could talk to me like that, and it ain't Cortana. Hi, Mom. All right, so the last little bit of news that we got today. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered are a combined 130 gigabytes installed on PS4.
Shit.
Yeah, Infinite Warfare is 90 gigabytes.
That's
Modern Warfare Remastered is 40. I installed it the other day, so it's 40. I can tell you.
Fuck.
Oh.
It's getting ugly, man.
100 gigabytes almost for
that is
one
a
game.
quarter of your hard drive.
So, what they're saying is, if you had 3 games the size of this package, then that would be the entirety of your 500 gig PlayStation.
What the hell were they thinking with that 500? I fucking been bitching about that since they announced it. 500 gigs. Yeah, come on, man. You can go to Best Buy and get a 2 gig or a 3 gig for less than $100. Why are they putting 500 gigs?
2 terabyte, not gig.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. 2 terabyte, right? That's
like I got a 2 terabyte in my PS4, and that shit is full. So I mean,
right?
I mean, for real.
What's the Pro got?
Gig, the Pro got
1 terabyte.
1 terabyte. 1 terabyte.
Which isn't bad, but
it's still fucking low though.
Man, I can't go back. I'm sorry.
I can't go back.
I mean, it's like dating a fine ass woman, then all of a sudden you go date some ugly chick. You can't fucking step back. How you gonna explain that shit to your friends? All right, if you got a 2 terabyte PS4,
you get new friends who didn't know about the last one.
I can't go back from 2 terabyte. I just can't do it. I just feel like at this point, that's the minimal I can have. I mean, the Xbox has a really good alternative.
Yeah.
Xbox
Oh,
One,
that's beautiful. Yeah.
that's a
great
beautiful
idea.
alternative. I've got probably, honestly, 12 terabytes sitting around in my living room. Just
Ooh.
hard drive after hard drive, just sitting around, just tons of shit on them.
Those
But
things are
I
so
got
cheap.
one.
You buy them off of Amazon. They're so cheap.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a
Yeah.
500 gig. You fuck right.
That was really high pitched.
You can get a 500 gig hard drive for like $30 on Amazon or eBay, and you can just connect that to your Xbox. You've doubled the space right there. I mean,
Right.
it's crazy that they're creating these premium systems with such a limited space, and they know that even with the PlayStation 4 Pro, those games are going to be bigger than what we're seeing now.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
they're
they're
gonna have
going
higher
to be
resolution
much
textures.
fucking bigger. So
Yeah.
it's going to be an uphill climb.
Hopefully,
Maybe
the
it's
PlayStation 4 Pro will allow you to plug in a hard drive.
Guys, maybe that's why Infinite Warfare is so much space. Maybe they already have the PS4 Pro version.
They do have
kind of installed in there.
That
Yeah.
is optimized for the PS4 Pro. It's one of the
Yeah.
reasons I'm
That could be
actually
that.
planning
That's
on
a
buying
good
it.
point, Robbie.
That
That's
could
a
be part of the
great
reason.
point. That's that Canada
Blowing
mind.
minds, right?
Yeah,
Man,
Canadians, we're
that cold
we're on
air
it.
keeps you fresh, you know?
Yeah,
Keeps
and that
you-
Canada dry. And
Sure,
today's
Briar, whatever you
Canadian
think.
Canada dry. keeps you
cold as
alert.
shit.
Oh my!
And
I'm
today's
looking forward
Canadian-
to that, man. I am looking forward to Infinite Warfare. When I saw the single player campaign, I was like, yeah, I want to play that. That looks like fun as
That
hell.
looks really.
What is the
really
release date of this game? The proper release date, Robbie?
November 4th.
Yeah,
November
it's,
4th?
a month.
it's like a couple weeks before the Pro comes out.
All right. Well,
And then you
understand-
got to make a decision. Do I want to
It's a
play this game once on the PS4 and then play it again on the PS4 Pro so you can see the differences?
Ooh.
Or do you just want to experience it fresh on the
Oh.
PS4 Pro?
Now,
Or do you
Brian,
just want
are
to
you-
say, fuck COD, I'm playing Uncharted 4?
Uncharted 4. That's another one coming to PS4 Pro.
I
That
know
is
it is. That's why I said that.
The Last of Us is too.
Okay, just
you know,
making
I'm
sure.
excited. Now, Brian, you're on a 4K monitor, correct?
No. Well, my PC is...
Your PC's 5K.
yeah, but
5K.
the monitor that I play video games on is 1080p. I'm
So-
thinking about getting a 4K. They're
They're
not that
actually-
expensive at small sizes.
I know. You know, I was at Best Buy yesterday, and I was like, "What's happening?" I thought these things were like $40,000.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a
Remember, it's
pretty
not the
decent
size,
one.
It's how you use it.
Well,
Hey, that's what women tell you.
you can get
You know,
like a
women
24.
tell me it's absolutely amazing because of the size.
You
So
know,
I'm
I
gonna
get
get an
told
80
my
inch.
size. It doesn't matter.
You got it all. You got the motion and you got the ocean. It's
Yeah,
fucking
you're
great.
fucking right.
You got the whole package.
I wish I had the whole package, but no.
Yeah, but you can get like a 24 or 27 inch 4K monitor by a name.
That's a lot bigger than what I'm packing right now. That's pretty good.
reputation. How's it always come to dick jokes? It always
it's me.
devolves. Like at the end of the show, we're generally talking about penis.
and it's usually me, but today, hey, Robbie, way to go, man. Thanks for picking up the fucking slack.
Just
for
gotta
those
make
who
sure
don't
we're
know-
consistent.
You guys hit Robbie up in the comment section and wish him a happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
They're going to have turkey covered with maple syrup. They're going to have maple syrup
Good
covered
idea.
stuffing,
That's good. That
right?
sounds
They're
good.
going to have corn and maple syrup spiked drinks. It's going to be fucking insane.
Oh yeah,
And happy-
maybe for a beer. Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. I hope you guys have a blast. He was
Thank
talking
you.
to us pre-show about all the stuff that's going on in the house. I'm surprised you stuck around with all those good smells rummaging through the air. I would have broke
Oh,
through
I
that
could smell the
front.
turkey when I was coming down here. I was like, oh man, I can't wait. Yeah,
Mhm.
it smells so good. So
I
yeah,
want-
happy Thanksgiving to everyone in Canada. I hope you guys are having an awesome day and spending time with family because that's what I love too. Like this is one of my favorite holidays, and I'm very excited for tonight.
Well,
Really
I think
looking forward to it.
I think it's all of our favorite holiday, one of our favorites.
Oh,
Shit.
you eat so
It's
much.
going down next month. I
Yeah.
want to get that motherfucker cooking looking like Edward Scissorhands. I'm telling you now, man. It's going to be on.
I'm gonna be watching football on the couch and waiting, salivating.
All right, so that's our bit of news for the week. I'm really happy we had a chance to get back and talk to everybody out there. I'm really happy I got a chance to connect with my other two appendages and talk about the last 2 weeks in gaming. I'm really happy to have gotten back together. Sorry we missed last week, but just like in your lives, shit happens sometimes.
We almost
But for
missed
the
this week. I got fucking sucked into Luke Cage. You guys seen that yet on Netflix?
You late.
You late. I've been busy, man. I finally got into watching it. I watched the first few episodes.
What do you think?
That show is fucking awesome. I like it better than Jessica Jones by a long shot, and I might like it better than Daredevil. I haven't watched the whole season yet, so I gotta watch the whole season.
No spoilers.
But the music and the acting and the storyline, awesome.
No spoilers.
I can't wait.
In my opinion, it's not better than Jessica Jones, and in my opinion, it might be as good as Daredevil. To me, Jessica Jones.
You like Jessica Jones better than Daredevil?
I absolutely did.
Your opinion doesn't matter to me anymore.
Well, look, Daredevil has some awesome fucking fighting. Right? It did.
Wow.
But that's what Daredevil does, right? Daredevil is kind of like a ninja. Jessica Jones isn't, and I want to see the crescendo of her character when she actually begins to fly and all this shit. To me, I'm really excited about it because I'm a comic book fan. Daredevil's an awesome show. Luke Cage, to me, around the halfway point. I'll talk to you about it next week.
All right. Yeah, okay.
We'll do it like that.
All right. But I like it so far. And I was like...
Yeah, it's a good show. We watched it
all the way through. The music
through.
is amazing. I hope I want to go on Spotify and see if somebody made a playlist out of the music.
It's really good. Yeah. It's a
atmosphere.
I love that club, how...
they always have... They have acts, like famous acts from like the 60s, 70s, and 80s in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they had some hip-hop in that shit, too. I was like, what?
But it was good.
He's wearing a suit, busting rhymes like that.
Right? It was that was good. I'm really enjoying that show. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing how it concludes.
I want your 2-minute review of the entire show next week. We'll all be looking forward to seeing that. And then we can have a 5-minute discussion about the show in total. Everybody who hasn't seen the goddamn show, it's on Netflix and it's free. Watch it now. It's really
watch it.
Good.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
And I'm really looking forward to watching Westworld on HBO. I haven't checked that out yet.
Oh, I just saw the trailer for the new Netflix show coming out that's in the same universe as Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Daredevil. Yeah, it's Iron Fist. It's 2 of them coming out. Iron Fist is next, and it looks like it's going to be fucking amazing.
I have never even heard of Iron Fist. Who's that?
Yeah, I heard of that.
He's a superhero, and he has a fist that can just fuck shit up, man. He's got the tattoo on his chest. All you see is doors flying. That's how he opens doors, okay?
That's how I would do it, too.
You damn right. Guess who's here? Boom! Oh, I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry, Mom. Thank you guys so much for watching today. It was a hell of a lot of fun.
I'm gonna watch some more Luke Cage.
Go watch that shit, man.
Eat some dinner.
Turkey.
Probably go eat that. Go eat that maple turkey, baby. They sell maple turkey in the grocery stores down here. It's sliced, but you guys got the real deal, straight from the tree. That maple.
That's not the real maple turkey.
You guys bathe your turkeys in maple syrup before you kill them and cook them. Good shit. Enjoy, man.
All right, guys. Enjoy. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next week for more maple syrup talk. More Luke Cage talk.
Nick jokes.
Something good. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. See ya.
Peace.